So here's the thing, and this is super important for you guys as well. The biggest killer of execution is complexity. This is the Ask Chris Johnson Show. Let's get it. Welcome to the Ask Chris Johnson Show. We have an awesome guest, Shannen Lam. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now, Shannen and I, we go all the way back to Florence High School.
That's right.
Shannen, tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
So I grew up in South Sacramento. I met my husband, Tony. He and I took over their family business.
Okay.
And that's where it all started. We ended up purchasing River's Edge Cafe, which is the business that we own now. And so my husband and I, we've owned that business this is our 9th year.
Wow. And listen, River's Edge Cafe is amazing. It's right over there in the Fair Oaks area. You know, everybody has their favorites. My favorite is the French toast and the Mama Scramble. Yeah. I know about the restaurant.
On my menu.
And it's been featured on TV and some awards. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we did. We've done a lot of local television promotions with like Good Day Sacramento, with ABC 10. Really taken off.
That's awesome. Tell us a little bit about the karate stuff. Okay, the Taekwondo. You're a what degree black belt?
I'm a 3rd degree black belt, but I will be going for my 4th degree in October.
You know, I know some stuff, right?
Do you?
I do.
We'll have to.
I have a nice little kata. You know.
Okay, all right.
I could smash this table open if I.
All right. We'll have to see that.
So is that one of your passions?
Yes.
So what's the goal on the karate? Is it for self-defense, or is there something that you're going after with that?
That's definitely something that I am going to go after. It's something that I've become really passionate about. Taking Taekwondo and just martial arts in general, it's really helped me in business as well. You have to put all this hard work in just so you can move up to the next level. It also teaches you a lot about discipline and respect and also a lot of confidence. It's been so great to share that with my family. They really enjoy it, and it's become a huge part of our life. If they're not at school and we're not at work, then we're at Taekwondo, we're training, we're practicing. We're going to tournaments on the weekends. So it's just a great bonding experience for my family, but
Absolutely.
also it just helps us in general, like with everything. Before we went to Taekwondo, my husband and I, we would just work all day. This is before we had kids. We'd work those 12 hours because it's like, we don't have anything else to do. Might as well just work all day.
Yeah.
But then we go home and then we fight because it's like we didn't have something to relieve that stress. So now we have a release now. And so martial arts has been a great release for us. And it's also great just to see how strong my family has become.
That's awesome. I have a couple of questions for Shannen because I know a lot of people that I talk to have food ideas or restaurant ideas. I'm fortunate to have a guest on the show that has been doing that for the last 9 years. The last time I went to your restaurant was a couple months ago. It was jam-packed. And I was like, wow, this is what you want out of a restaurant. So first question, and I think it'd be helpful for our viewers, people say it's so difficult to start a restaurant. How difficult is it to be successful as far as building a restaurant company?
So we kind of took a different approach. We found an existing restaurant and we purchased that restaurant, and then we just had to fix it because there was problems with the restaurant. That's why they were selling it. Either way, it's a lot of work and it's very difficult. I think people think that owning a restaurant is such a glamorous business, but really it's a vanity business. It seems appealing and interesting, but really it's a penny business. I mean, you're counting every penny. The margins are so thin.
Got it.
Profit,
Wow.
And that's the part that people don't see. And just putting in the long hours. I mean, you have to put in the long hours. I mean, when we first started that restaurant, I was a new mom and I was still running our old business, and then my husband went to start the new business. We were both working all day long.
Wow.
We just had to roll up our sleeves and work, and just grind because that's what it needed.
Let's say someone identifies some of the challenges that they're going to have to go through and some of the things, and they still want to do it. And you've been through that. Is it worth it?
It is worth it.
Okay.
I mean, I think as long as you're willing to put in the work, you're willing to work every day, make it successful, and just not give up on it.
Awesome. So I hope that helps you, some of you aspiring restaurateurs. So Shannen, let's go to some of the questions that you have.
Sure.
Love to get to those. And it looks like you had quite a few.
I had a couple of them, yeah.
Right.
We have a product or a menu item called the stuffed hash browns. So it's hash browns. It has sour cream, cheddar, and bacon, and it's super popular. I mean, it's our most popular item. And we were thinking about, okay, maybe we can package this, and this is something that we can sell as a frozen item, sell to the grocery stores. So I kind of want to get your feedback on doing something like that.
Absolutely. So basically, you got a hot product. How do you make it a packaged product where you can actually sell at grocery stores and in the whole nine? So food's a little different than GM. So GM is general merchandise. And on the food side, you still got to go through all your health and safety procedures in the whole nine to actually make that a packaged item. The first thing is testing the concept. You have hundreds of people that come to your restaurant on a daily basis. They know more than anyone that's walking in a grocery store about how awesome that is. And so one of the questions you want to do that is provide a survey for those customers. Number one, would you buy, if this were in a grocery store, the stuffed hash brown, is this something you would purchase? And it's a yes or no. If so, how much would you purchase it for? And so you get that insight. On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, how excited would you be to have the ability to purchase this item at grocery stores? Imagine that consumer insight. They tell you if they want it, what they're willing to pay for it, and they tell you how excited they are to have that. It's testing that idea with your existing base. And so that consumer insight is going to tell you a lot. You know what? It's a great idea for us, but after surveying 300 people, they really don't want it. What they really want is this to come in the restaurant. Or it may be, you know what? Actually, there is something here. Or you might have a monster on your hands. It may say, 5. Oh my gosh, I would fill up my basket with this thing. 5, absolute yes. I'll pay whatever for it. And then you can actually extrapolate that and be able to create a model of like what this could be. So I say that's the very first thing. And so a cool way to do that survey is everyone that orders it, the time where I give you my credit card and you go is the perfect time to have me fill out a quick survey. 100 is like ideal. 300 is 3 times that, and that's going to give you the analytics. And so once you have those analytics, then it's a go or no go. Your ideas are plentiful. You know, if it's a no go, you don't need to risk it and push it. But if it's a go, you go all the way. So let's say if it's a go, you have some amazing grocery stores that are based within this area, you have Rayleigh's, you know, and they love supporting local businesses, And so they're in West Sacramento, their headquarters. And so what you would do, you know, first you get with a co-packer to actually take your recipe and be able to mass produce it. So that's called a co-packer. And so a co-packer, they have their own commercial kitchen. You show them your existing recipe. And what they do is they have food scientists to say, okay, I see that it's this size, this weight. How would you feel about this weight? And then what type of preservatives can we do as far as what the shelf life is? So your co-packer will have all that information. These co-packers help you be able to scale, so you don't have to go buy your own factory and create your own commercial kitchen to be able to do that. So once you do that, you go and set a meeting with the Rayleigh's buyer. Hey, I'm here in Sacramento. We have a cool product. Here is our #1 seller over the last 9 years, stuffed hash browns. We won an award in it with Sacramento Magazine, and now we have it in a prepackaged product. They're right in the frozen aisle, and we want to have it in your stores. The buyers are always looking for new items. And so you knock off being a local vendor and a new item, and then next thing you're in stores. And so then once you're in that store, you're in Rayleigh's, and they test the POS. They want to test how How many of these sell per store per week? And so if you see that this thing is selling 2 per store per week, you got a winner. And so then you take that success, you go to Albertsons and say, this is in Rayleigh's. I want to, and then you continue to scale from there. And so that's how you build a consumer products business.
So that's interesting to know, because I didn't know that they were necessarily like looking for like these new products kind of thing.
Oh, always.
It seemed like it would be hard to get that first meeting. Like, how do you even get in the door? How do you talk to these people? How do you even, be able to get in the door to pitch your idea?
So one way is trade shows.
Okay.
But one way is actually contacting a buyer, telling her you have an awesome product, and I love to get 15 minutes of your time to talk about it. And always sell with credibility. Credibility, credibility, credibility. You already have credibility. You have a restaurant that's 9 years and an item that is the #1 item that people come to buy. And now you created it and it tastes just like it when you put it in the oven or put it in the microwave or however you're going to be cooking it. That's compelling, because that buyer's job is to make sure that they're putting in their stores what their consumers want. Consumers are always looking for new items. They want to try new things. They want to explore. And so that's a big part of that buying decision that you can tie into.
Great, that's really helpful.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that. Honestly, it sounded a lot easier the way you said it than what I was thinking in my mind.
So here's the thing, and this is super important for you guys as well. The biggest killer of execution is complexity. Complexity stops people from even trying. Because it's like, really? How the heck do I even get that in the store? And so that's where you get with the proximity of people that's done it. And then you, just like that aha, like, wow, just those steps make it so that I remove that complexity from you. There's a difference between something being simple, but the execution may still take time and be, there's difficulty in the execution, right? You still got to do the steps. So the key is, don't just take something that's complex and think that is what it is. Actually find out and you understand the simplicity of execution, and then it's just having that mindset to execute.
Got it.
Cool.
Thank you. That was seriously really helpful.
Awesome.
It really clarifies a lot of things.
Thanks for watching the Ask Chris Johnson Show. If you want to be on the Ask Chris Johnson Show, go ahead and direct message me. Joel or I will get back to you as far as scheduling times. We'll see you on the next episode of the Ask Chris Johnson Show. Let's go!